Welcome on CLTV, everybody. I'm Jeanne and thrilled to be with you today. Today, we are going to talk about the 10 biggest innovation in the food industry, in the food concept all around the world. And around this table with me, an amazing guest that I'm thrilled to have and very excited to have too. Michel Koch, you are an e-commerce digital pioneer, director of the Connected Commerce Institute, and also publisher of Global Retail News. And today we are going to talk together of those huge, big innovations that are coming, and some of them are here already. So what would you like to say first to introduce yourself?
Well, absolutely. All of them are here. Not all of them are big yet, but it looks like, the ones we've picked are really the ones we think have something, specific about them. And I'll mention what's interesting about them. What I would like to say is, how do we find these innovations across the world?
Good question. How?
At the Institute of Connected Commerce, what we do is what we call learning expeditions. So we take groups of senior retail people and take them into different countries like China, the US, England, and visit stores and discover new innovation, what's going on. And in these travels, every now and then we find a startup that's doing something really interesting, and we think, well, we need to bring that home. And that's what I'm doing today.
Was it difficult to only pick 10?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure we have even time to go through the 10 of them, but we'll see what we can do.
We wish. So we should definitely go through it right now.
Exactly. And if anyone wants to hear about the other ones that we don't have time to talk about,
what should we do?
Connect me on LinkedIn and ask me.
Michel Koch. K-O-C-K. Okay, let's go. What is the first one?
So the one I'd like to start for is Aldi. Everyone knows about Aldi.
True.
They're this hard discounter in Germany. And what they thought is, they want to change their image, because they have an image of some store where you get cheap food and everything. So
True.
What they did is actually come up with two concepts. It's not just one. One is the Meine Weinwelt. So they focused on one category, which is wine. They selected 12 bottles of wines, very good quality wine, that they can sell for a cheap price. So still focusing on their USP, which is price, but also showcasing that they have quality and they do a proper job at selecting the right bottles.
And they did a real innovation about it.
Yeah, I mean, what was innovated is they had a world-renowned wine, expert with them to select those wines.
So, oh, really?
So it's like, it's like you're going for the cheapest store, but you have actually very good quality there.
The better wine.
Exactly. And so they did a lot of work around, guiding customers, in this pop-up store, where they actually explain where the wine comes from, give some wine tasting advice, show and tell. And so there's an element of, yes, we have the cheaper price, but we also show you that we know what we're talking about.
Why is it for you a real innovation?
So why is it interesting? You're talking about a brand who wants to demonstrate their value proposition through one category. They also offer individual personalized meetings. So they reconnect with the customer, and doing so, they do that in center cities. So their pop-up store is not out in the suburbs. It's very central, where there's lots of traffic. So it's like this brand that has this very strong image of hard discounter going into the posh areas and showing exactly. So it's very. What I like about it is the contrast between the brand's identity and perception in the customer and taking the exact, opposite statement in a sort of pop-up concept.
And also getting new consumers.
Exactly. It's how they have people thinking, well, I didn't know they would do that. And so they will definitely have a go at it.
That's a very good point. What else?
What else? Second one, I think, is still from Germany. So it's actually the concept comes from Israel.
Okay.
And when you think about Israel, you think about kibbutzim. There's these farms that existed at the creation of the state. And this is someone who's got the idea of thinking, maybe we can do the kibbutz concept, but actually put it in a box. And what we like about it is they started that in Germany, in Berlin, and they started offering miniature cultivation, concepts that you can have at home, or you can have in a hotel, or in your house if it's not too big, and you actually decide which are the vegetables or fruits that you want to grow. It's grown without soil, so it's totally hors sol, as we call it.
It's not inside the ground.
No, exactly.
Through the water, I believe.
Yes, obviously there's water, but what's interesting is everything is automated. You have an app that you can use to actually decide what you want to grow, capture data, where is my salad ready, or these kind of things, and you can watch it from a distance, so you don't have to have it next to you. But also it's something that you can have in a store, in a hotel,
at home,
to have fresh supplies of vegetables.
How long does it take to grow salads? Do you know that?
I think it's kind of the same time. It's lit up with LED lighting, so it's artificial lighting. It can be in a closed environment. Obviously, they have all the mechanism is you have all the supplies of water, light, managed by the app, and you can decide, how fast or what exactly you want to have. But I think what's interesting is it's going to enable places that would have a hard time sourcing fresh products to have them. And it's enabling also people who live in urban areas to have their own little mini farm at home, which I think is kind of cool.
I think it's pretty amazing. It's definitely one of the main future things that we're going to see in the food industry. I believe, from my point of view. Number 3.
Yes, it's about self-sufficiency as well.
Absolutely.
Number 3 is from France. From
great.
Colmar, Alsace region I like. And that's an initiative that came from 35 farmers who decided, well, we have had enough of going through distributors that take a big cut on what we sell, and actually we think we can get together and offer our products at the right price without any intermediary and directly from producer to consumer.
Short circuit.
Exactly, it's a complete short circuit. There's 35 producers. It doesn't show well here, but the price is actually below what you would expect because they can make it, since they don't have these big margins that
in
retailers take.
In marketing, in publicity.
They don't do any marketing. I think that's what I like best about the concept.
I can tell in your eyes.
They didn't have to advertise for it. It's word of mouth. It's social media. And they launched, and right now they have between 300 and 500 visitors per day in that store in Colmar. And Colmar is
pretty small.
It's a sizable city, but it's not massive.
No, it's not Paris.
They attract a lot of people and still do a good margin because they do between 22 and 32% margin themselves directly.
It's pretty amazing.
What's even better, I think, about this concept is that actually they have decided that the 35 of them have to be present on site twice a month. So twice a month, the farmer themselves...
The makers.
Yes, the makers come to you. They are in their stores, and you can talk to them. You can ask them questions about the product, and they'll be happy to explain how they did everything. So I think what I like about it is the social aspect, social media to advertise, and the fact that actually it's very connected to the community. It's a community-based concept where you have people talking to the producer directly. It's like coming back in the old days where you would go and get your eggs from the farm.
It's the future.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Number 4.
Number 4 is from Italy.
Okay.
It's Coop. It's another cooperation, but it's totally different. Here you have the Coop concept that everybody knows in Italy. But what they wanted to do at the Universal Conference in 2016 is to show that they could be innovative. So what they have done here is something totally futuristic.
Yes.
It's like, very high-tech, very into the future. They call it the supermarket of the future. It's kind of augmented reality, virtual reality around your food. The whole concept is around, having nice space with very good assortment and store design, but also screens everywhere, where you augment the experience of touching and feeling the food with tons of information. So you decide, for instance, beforehand, you decide you want to have a dinner with someone. You know, that person is vegan or that person is gluten-free, whatever.
Or intolerant or allergic.
Exactly. So you decide, you know, what you're going to shop. And when you are in the store, it's going to show you where to go. And actually, if you want to check, you can also put your hand above the product and screen above you. And there's a video here, but we could have a look if we have time. We'll display where the product comes from, all the information that you need to make a good purchase.
But no more humans, no more cashiers.
Fair enough. Yeah, there's no more humans.
And it's still Coop. That's a little bit of a paradox, though.
Yeah, exactly. So kind of. It's storytelling without the storyteller.
True. I don't know. I don't know what to think about it.
We'll see what happens.
You know what? We'll see what happens. It's still an innovation.
Yeah.
Number 5.
Number 5 is Picnic in the Netherlands.
Okay.
So this concept Picnic is totally app. It's app only. It's just an app. It's the concept is you order via an app your food, and your delivery will come to you without having any specific, timing for the delivery. It's actually as if you had a bus that goes around. So this is the truck. So they have lots of supply in the truck. There's a route. You get a planning, like you have your bus plan, and you know when the bus is going to stop at what station. And one of the stations is your home. So you know that the bus is going to pass by. If you want to order something, you just ask them to stop, and you pick stuff. If you don't, then the bus goes around.
That's
it's an electric bus, of course. And it's kind of a new concept for cities. They're not everywhere yet, but I think that's, for me, something probably for the future. And I'm pretty sure that in no long from now, these buses will be autonomous, driverless. So you can imagine that sort of, mini truck loaded with food that goes around, and you just ask them to stop.
True. That's very cool in big cities, but also would be very useful in very small cities,
exactly,
actually.
And that's exactly where they started. So it's not even in Amsterdam yet. It's in other cities that are experimenting with it. And there's you see on YouTube, there's a video about the conceptor of that. And he says, there's a waiting list of 3,000 people just waiting to have their address on the route.
Absolutely.
But it's going to go big. So it's very interesting.
That's the future.
Exactly.
I buy it. I really like it.
Next one. So next one is even more social.
Okay.
It's called WeFood. And it's the first non-profit supermarket in Denmark. Not for profit. So the concept is interesting, and their goal is to fight against wastage and fight against famine, so people who starve.
That's amazing.
And what they have done is they've basically said, we're going to take other products from other supermarkets where the limit date is just expired today. So they go to other supermarkets, they have volunteer people with trucks, they take everything that is not good for selling in other supermarkets because of the date. But obviously, these things, as everybody knows, is still valid for sometimes a week or even more. So they think that's total wastage. So the idea is to put that still on the market in a fashion that is all non-for-profit. So there's no one who's getting paid to do that. So they're all, benevolent.
They are not benefiting of it.
There's no benefit
at all. They're not making money, but the question is, Michel, how much do they still sell it? Because it's not for free. They're not giving it for free.
Actually, they give a discount. They give a discount that is between 30 to 50% off the normal price. So you pay half the price, and all your money is going to go to a charity. So that's great. You buy food half the price, and actually the money goes to help other people around the world. So I think that's a very interesting concept. They started funding this concept through crowdfunding, and they have you buy stock from the company, and it was 13 euros per title of stock, and they have sold 10,000 titles so far. I mean, in 2016, and they're growing big. So right now, as they launched for the first time, they managed to raise a lot of money for non-profits.
It's very interesting, but don't you think that would have been easier maybe to give it directly to charity? instead of selling it,
Well,
then giving the money?
it's difficult to transport food, and so I guess it's more convenient as it's in your vicinity to sell it locally and use the money for more distant purposes. So that's probably the reason
Why not?
they
That's
do
the
it.
point of
Exactly,
view.
Exactly.
Should we go on?
Yeah, let's go on. Something again quite innovative, even though it's been there forever. I mean, you know about a distribution box, and this is one in China. So it's half a store, half an automatic distribution concept. But it's not totally automatic, because what I like about it is if you have a question about anything, there's video conferencing. So it's like a mini market that you can buy from night and day. It's always on, always open, and it's very small surface, so you can have them everywhere pretty much. But if you're in trouble, if you have a question, then there's a little
robot?
A chat. No,
Hotline?
a real person.
A real person
who's going to have you on video conference.
24 hours?
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
So that's pretty cool.
That's very cool. Only in China. I have to tell you guys, you are the best.
It's WeChat based. You know this app,
Yes,
WeChat, it's killing it.
I know, it's killing it. I agree. What else?
So another one from China, it's Hema Fresh. This is an investment from the giant Alibaba. And Hema is a concept where you create a community-based food store. So it's very easy to navigate in. It's all mobile operated. And again, in China, there's this thing about hygiene, and people are not too sure about it. So they want to make sure that you feel safe in a safe environment. You have people actually cooking the food in front of you. So it's about this experience where you go into a store and actually you have the freshest food.
Correct.
Like fish, like everything is
transparency,
done.
truth,
total
healthy.
Transparency, high quality products, and experts again. And this element of storytelling that goes with it, which I find also really interesting. So if you ever go to China, go to Hema Fresh and check it out. It's really a different experience altogether.
I want to check it out. It's so many informations, and thank you so much, Michel, because we've learned so many things, but we still have to go through. How many do we have left?
I have two left.
Two left. Let's do it, because it's very interesting. I want to go through.
Next one is very famous. Which one is it? Where are we? Hema,
This
next
one.
one. Yeah, Amazon Go. Everyone knows about Amazon. You know that they recently acquired Whole Foods, which is a massive and very interesting operation.
True.
But Amazon Go is something different. It's this store where you go with your mobile. The store recognizes you when you enter. You just log in. It's like you would log in. It's really, for me, it's the equivalent of a website made into a store. Because what it does is actually there's no till. You don't have to check out. You just go in, pick up products, go out. And everything is dealt with.
How is it possible?
It's because you're logged in, because the products are, there's video cameras everywhere that actually see who is doing what all the time. It's like
It's like Big Brother.
It's more than Big Brother. It's super Big Brother.
Super Big Brother.
But it's for a good cause,
While
because
shopping.
you won't queue.
True.
So they don't know it's you. They know it's your mobile. It's someone's mobile who's going to pay. So it's like you have your payment method. You log in, and you move into a store. You put things in your basket. If you put it back, then it goes out.
But they know what you buy.
They know exactly what you took.
How about privacy? How about privacy? If I don't want that people know that I actually buy chocolate every day or something
Well, how
else.
about privacy? I mean, if you go to Carrefour or any super mega store, there's a till and there's a ticket with all your products in.
Yeah, but I keep it for me.
Well, then it's exactly the same. You have privacy because it's only a payment method that is attached to the
but
basket.
it's still, it's still in my phone.
It's a payment method.
So how about someone is stealing all those information?
Oh, no, but don't worry about
Aha.
that. No, it's not about the phone, it's about the payment method. So tomorrow
Okay.
it could be a credit card, any kind of digital device that says this is someone who's got enough money on that account to pay for it.
But very convenient, actually.
Super convenient.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, I have to tell.
So it's going to grow. They have started in Seattle. What is interesting for me here is the user experience. Because Amazon is all about convenience. It's about easy checkout. It's about, what you see online is the last mile, like this pain point where you struggle to get your products delivered to your home. They've solved that. And now they're trying to go after stores where they want to solve the problem of queuing at the end of the journey or having, you know, enough products in the store. And I think that's really clever.
Yeah.
Because obviously self-checkout is an innovation that's been there for a while, but it's not perfect yet. You know, self-checkout, you still have to queue.
Yeah.
Here you just go out of the store. You don't have to think about, you get the receipt on your mobile. This is what you paid for, done. And for the store, it's also about knowing who does what, how long they stay in front of a product. I mean, if I'm a retailer, imagine the massive amount of data that you get about how people shop.
Definitely.
This is going to be a game changer.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to make things change like...
Well, it's like, you know, having the data of a website in a store,
Yeah.
basically.
I don't know if I really like it.
I know that...
Yeah, we'll talk about it later, but I don't
It's always
know,
give
Michel.
and take. You give data, I give convenience.
Yeah.
You know.
It's I give you something, you give me something, right?
That's exactly the deal.
What's the last one?
Last one is Walmart, a big competitor to our friends at Amazon. And actually, Walmart doesn't want to be, you know, second in terms of innovation. So they've come up with a concept since 2017 where you order online, you pay online, and then the employees of Walmart, they select the products, and they put it in containers, and you just have to pick it up. It's, you know, you pick up your grocery, it's ready for you, you just order online, you don't have to do the whole thing. You have people selecting, but you go into these locations, you know, 150 square meters, and you just check out easily and you put it in your trunk. That's about convenience as well.
That's very convenient.
But it's called Drive, it's called
True,
whatever.
it's
not
Chrono.
super new,
Yeah.
but at the scale of the US and with some people like Walmart, it could be big there.
True. Michel, that's already the end.
Thank
It
you.
was very interesting.
It was a rush.
It was a rush, but it was tons of information. Come back anytime you want. It's
Thank you.
always a pleasure to have you here.
Pleasure, Jeanne.
If you want to have more information, we have to LinkedIn with you.
Yeah,
Michel,
absolutely.
definitely. Following on CL TV, Mary Leti will talk about the big innovations here at the CL. And I'll see you soon on CL TV for sure. Stay tuned.